everyone, welcome to today's weekly review session. We want to quickly look at what we did in the course of the week and how we able to make some of our entries that went well and the ones that didn't go well. Okay, so before I dive into what we did in the market, I would like to say that the week was not it wasn't a very great one as anticipated or expected because of some ranging move in the market, which caused a lot of slow movements. So but anyway, we have an edge in the markets, and that edge puts us always in front of whatever we come across. So I still advise that you stick to our strategy, you stick to the rules, you stick to every concept that will enable you to win, because anytime you break the rules, you go against the rules, there's always a consequences for that. So now this first entry, of course, this was a range. There was a break of structure here. We anticipated a bullish move, and the moment price got here, price got rejected, and all of a sudden, from a bullish expected move, we saw our price come towards the stop loss, and then began to do a downward move. In every range, the first two things you should be expecting, either an up or a down movement. So at any time an up movement that was confirmed does not go as much or as long as it anticipated. If there is another confirmation move maybe on the downside, it's not a bad idea to go into the trade. So this is not over trading, just in case you're thinking, oh, we were going up, and when we saw that price was going down, we just entered. No, we had a confirmation. Change of character, break of structure shows that there's going to be a bullish move. But because this break of structure was down, somehow we don't knew the move might not be very far. Had it been the break of structure was around this side, probably would have gone higher. So it was just about this side, so price was not going to go that far. Looking at the structure there, then as it's a good place to break even. Anytime you see maybe a price action line, psychological level lines, you see maybe a weak high or a strong high, weak low, strong lows, and you see maybe an order, because I think there was there was a bearish order block around this side. It's always better to break even, to secure a profit because of whatever can happen in the market. Okay, so I think that was a break even for us, and price then retraced back. The moment I saw this change of character, I knew that this was going to be a good entry. So I took from the confirmation, because the change of character shows that price is about to do a little bit of a down move, and then we cut these few pips here. So I think that's a good entry. So though price didn't go to take profit, but we were able to break even there. And then price came as though it was going to go to our stop loss. And for those of you who watched the video on how to hide stop loss, you will see that this was the exact entry that I use in making that explanation. Excuse me. Okay, now saying that, I just remembered that the first entry made on Monday was in a 3 minutes time frame. We wanted to scalp this in 3 minutes time frame, and this was the take profit in 3 minutes time frame. It's just that we're anticipating, knowing that there was a big imbalance, so we're anticipating that, okay, if price breaks this level, price may be going to the 1 hour liquidity graph region, which will give us about 150 pips. So that was our target. when we extended the TP upward, but we already broken even at the 3 minutes TP. So usually we get a lot of entry, but you can see there are so few for this week. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 entries only for a week. That's the smallest we've had in a long time. It's like what we used to have during the end of the year. So this one, I think it's also another scalp from the 3 minutes time frame. Let's just see what that is. Yes, it was a scalp from the 3 minutes time frame. This was it. I think it was even the 1 minute time frame. Let's see. I don't usually take entries from 1 minute. So let's look at this 3 minute value. I think it's 3 minutes. So there was a break of structure here. There was a change of character here, and before the change of character, I saw this liquidity, so I thought to just scalp quickly. So when I took break even here before price went back upward. So the moment price here going upward, I used the 15 minutes to confirm this entry. I just saw another change of character. So all these things, there's sort of range when you see change of character playing several times. So when I saw this second bearish change of character, I thought of going upward, and when it was time for news, I went off the trade, and news pushed the trade as like one of the strongest CPIs in this year. So I was not in the trade, and after the CPI, we anticipated price to fill up this liquidity gap. So we looked for an entry here to go bullish. So price kept coming to retest and go down, retest and go down, and I went in with a big lot size. So I was able to break, because I saw this trend holding price, so I was able to break out of the trade. This struggle went on for a long time, and then we came to this side, break of structure. We came in at this break of structure, and then price began to go upward, because this was not a valid break of structure. So one of the things we're going to look out for in this new week is we got to be very careful not to go into break of structures and share of characters that are not valid. Like this one here, someone would have wanted to go bullish because of the bullish break of structure, but this is not a valid one. How did I know it wasn't? Because this is a liquidity grab. So price was just after. You don't buy at exactly the liquidity grab. You got to wait for liquidity to be fully grabbed before you go in. That's the safest way to make any entry. So we didn't do that. So and then what we did was, when price kept going up, we closed some entries and we updated. SL was somewhere around here. We updated the SL to this point. Then I think for some of the accounts that I allow for news, the ones that caught this, those that I don't allow for news, I closed the entry. So there was one account that I used for news trading. That account was able to now catch this return, and then to this point. Then this one, how did we consider this? Break of structure. We thought we were going to be going bullish, so we came in at the confirmation. Okay, this was the break of structure. We came in here. It was either break of structure confirming that we're going. The price came, we tested, and then came in again, change of character. We thought we were going. Price kept struggling. The bulls kept struggling, and that happened for a long time. You can see New York, Asian, London. That happened for a very long time. Very unexpected. But after all the good move, so what we will do is to stick to our rules. If you stick to the rule, you see that price eventually came and hit take profit. For those of you that like to hold long trades, You are safer when you hold a long trade and there's news. You are unsafe when you are entering into a trade and there's news. Imagine someone who has entered this trade here and then news happen around here. It will be hard for his or for someone who is entering maybe around this side. It's a very tendency that your stop loss will be targeted, knowing that an algorithm is designed to go that way. So I've said two things already. I said this coming week we have to stick strictly to the rules, and we have to look out for fake change of character and fake break of structures, so we don't fall victims to inducements. Okay, because of the movement of the week, we could hardly see a liquidity grab, a true liquidity grab. This wasn't really a true liquidity grab. It wasn't. It wasn't. It was the range that kept the price at this level. Price was actually supposed to come up, so everybody was expecting it. But if you look at the 1 hour time frame, you observe that there was a bearish order block. Okay, it has gone. It was there for a very long time on the 1 hour time frame. So it was that bearish order block that made us not to see that as a good place to. So the bearish order block on this 1 hour time frame has disappeared. So let's see 4 hours. Okay, so it's still in the 4 hours time frame. As we're not seeing the buy yet, so we're anticipating price to fully be grabbed at the 1 hour liquidity point, of which it didn't even get exactly to the full liquidity grab that we're expecting, and then price began to go up. Right now price is currently reacting at this bearish order block, of which we are expecting that it might range a little bit before there is a breakout. So that's the range that we've been going through, and that's why this week's trading was not as smooth as every other week. Then the final and the last one is okay. Now this entry was not a trading entry. It was a gambling entry. This was New York news, so I just took it for a gamble account. So, but this I did that because I felt the week is closing and I've not really hit my target, so I was looking for more opportunities, and that was what led me to take this entry. And I'm advising nobody should behave like me in the coming week. In fact, I'm not going to do this again. Imagine taking an entry where you don't have a confirmation, but you just wanted to do it because the week is closing. Okay, see, there was a bearish break of structure here. Price had already retraced at this point. There is no confirmation to go in, but because I felt okay, maybe this evening New York might go bearish, I said okay, let me just try. So I was just going into this entry without full confirmation, though the risk was very low. I went into very small lot size, but you can see that price just went straight to my stop loss, and that was a bad entry for me. So apologies to all those who followed me to take that entry. I wasn't really supposed to take that entry. So what we're going to do is that in the coming week, I've said it, we're going to stick to, you can see the change of character shows that we're not supposed to enter that trade. We're going to stick to our rules. We're going to stick to our principles. If the market is not giving buyers, we will not trade that day. It's better, so we can protect our capital, protect our money. The market gives us a bias, we go in and we make the big money. So of what gain it is for you when you lose, and then when there's a gain, the loss reduces your profits. I think it's better we reduce our losses, so that when the profit comes, we can then hit big in the market. So those are the few things I would like to say during this review. Then I used to wonder when professional traders say I can't find a bias. I'm like, what do they mean by bias? Let me show you. Look at this. Apart from this move here, there's no bias here. There's no bias. Bias means directional movement of market. There's no bias here. There's no bias. So there are some traders that might not even trade throughout this week except they are scalping. There's no clear bias. It's unlike the previous weeks. I wish our entries for previous week were here. I would have shown you what I mean. There's no bias. But as I speak with you, I can see a bias for the following week. I'm seeing price. If price takes out, it has taken it out on the 1 hour time frame. There's a break of structure here. I am going to be scalping on the upside from next week. So I'm expecting price to take out this bearish order block so that we can fill up liquidity down to the 1 hour liquidity graph. So that's what bias is about. But if you look, you see that this is range. So we have been on a ranging side for a long time. But imagine us being in this kind of move. That's a bias. This kind of move, that's a bias. We can find entries in those bias easily. But you see areas like range, that's where market becomes manipulative and indecisive. So pay attention to these things so that if we have such an experience, yes, we're anticipating next week to be good, okay, but we don't control the market, we don't own the market. If it doesn't turn out as expected, as a professional trader, protect your capital, reduce your losses, wait for the buyers so you can get the profits. See you on Monday during our weekly analysis session.